And
Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is the Bobbi Jo and Sheena show. Two friends, two colleagues, just having a good time talking and solving world problems in a way. And today we are going to talk about love and talking about loving people where they're at with their stories. That's a big one. So I don't know if you want to go first, you go first, since you're kind of early into the flow today. She's awake. I'm still drinking coffee.
I mean, I
She's an
felt
Oscar.
it was just like last night. I had, just a great influx of love and insight, etc., etc. And there was just a lot of a release, that happened. And it sounds like it takes so long time, but it literally doesn't. There's like it's like a dream. It's like something happens, and you could tell the story for half an hour, but yeah, it was actually happening over about 30 seconds. And so, but as Bobbi Jo had said, she actually said about, it's just different layers of love that we're
Mm.
actually expressing, and you get deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's one of the things that I just didn't realize. And when we're with other people, to actually look at them instead of trying to fix them, but to appreciate their story where they are, because that is unconditional love. I realized that nobody needs fixing. It's the load of rubbish that we had sitting on top of us and top of all this love that now we're beginning to release and release and release. And I think everybody's feeling it. There's so much like chaos in the world, but that's good because things are actually changing. I think
Mm.
that the more, like as Bobbi Jo says as well, she goes that, one person, one thought at a time. And if we can help people, instead of like, why is this bad? Why don't you say things like, well, why is this good? Why is everything working out for me? And push yourself in a different direction. Because why is only what you're repeating of yesterday. It's only going backwards. So if you keep saying, well, why is everything good happening to me? Why is this? I mean, it feels so much more loving to say that to yourself because you're not criticizing yourself. I mean, I have spent, and Bobbi Jo as well, we have spent years, most of our life, criticizing ourselves. And then we display that to other people. We think it was them, but actually it was us being projected out. And so, what I've really come to realize is that seriously, 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 love is the only answer for every single thing that is happening in your life. Because if you loved yourself, half of the stuff in this world wouldn't be happening.
Mm. You're right. And we're just sharing with you here, everyone. Like, we're not trying to change you. And I love how Panache says, we're nothing to heal, fix, or change about ourselves. And if you don't really get that, you don't really get that because we are perfect the way we are. And people are like, no, I'm not. Yeah, we're human beings. We're supposed to be angry. We're supposed to be negative. We're supposed to be this. That's the process of going through. That's the lotus going through the muck to bloom to where we are, right? Bloom where you're standing. So we're not really trying to change you, but what I notice that what's triggered in me is that I have a friend and they are always trying to, whatever situation in a group setting, they're always trying to heal someone. They go up, oh, what's going on with you? What's it? Oh, try this, try that, with all the knowledge and the intelligence of the mind and the logic and the ego. I can fix you. So, and what I find though is that if that's starting to annoy me, then that is me, because that is me always trying to help people. Before it was with health, for years I used to talk to people about health, like that's red dye 40, that's this, that's that. And it is. I think everyone on this planet that our innate being inside is that we want to share, we want to help, we want to serve. And I think that's what's going on with this shift and this change. There is a lot of chaos. And on that note, yes, acknowledge it, but watch the consciousness of it because you do not want the collective consciousness of millions of people to focus on something like war and make it grow. Because what we know is we're paying attention here to like neuro quantum physics is that what you pay attention to grows. So you have to allow that. But every time if you're going to talk about it, maybe then when you go home, sit and meditate and see that as a peaceful thing, like counteract that energy that you just had to discuss and talk about over dinner with your friends for 2 hours about war. What are we talking about? What we want in our life or what we don't want? And it all comes down to love. That's why we're at war, because there is no love. So this is encompassing what we're talking about today.
But
But,
can I interject there? Sorry,
go,
Joe,
go,
just like
go.
what I see in war is also there's also an awful lot of love. And so is it that it needed to stir
Mm.
things up? Because then what pulls out of people is the compassion, what, so for every disaster there is 10 times the amount of the world, like remember even Feed the World, back in, what was that, 1989, that when there's something that's happening in the world, and then all the love and all the people and all the compassion and all the support, so all that love is generated from one event that seemed like this, that you want to still talk about. No, talk about all the support that people are giving. When there's a tsunami, all the people get together and they send food and they go and help, and everybody's doing that. Focus on all of that, because that's the good that came out. Even when somebody dies, or somebody is shot, the amount of passion that comes out of love just literally flows right through people. And watch that, not the event caused the love breakout. I loved how you did that heart. I didn't know you could do that.
Those of you who are just listening to us up on my screen, I did reactions and I did a little heart. Yeah, because that's what it's about. It's all about the love. Just and so love yourself. It's taken years. It's taken years. And there's still creeps up stuff. It's interesting to watch. I be the observer of myself, have the awareness of my consciousness. But so it's all about love. And then watch what you're triggered with other people. There's a certain coach where I work out that kind of always annoys me, and I always wonder, okay, what is that about me? She's not bad. It's just maybe she's too bubbly, and I've known people that don't like me for my bubbly attitude. Not everyone loves a golden retriever, I say. So sometimes I wonder, like, why does that person bug me a little bit? But it just is, and so it's just awareness. Doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean it's bad. I don't put the laws of polarity on it. I don't just absorb it and just go. I try to see that part of me in that person and love that person. So love yourself, love your people, and isn't it true though, we kind of treat the ones that we are closest to us the worst sometimes,
Mm.
like what got you going before we talked about here and what you started to get upset about, but I think that's part of all the plans, especially our moms, is like our families. So it's like what happens, just observe and have a big heart and start loving yourself a little bit more. Buy yourself flowers. And when you're really feeling icky, that's what I say, focus the attention. Those that are self-serving are the most miserable. So if you're feeling miserable, turn it outward. Go donate your time. Go, walk dogs at the shelter. Go, I don't know, go hold NICU babies. Go to the rest home and see old people and play a game of cards. Do something. Take the focus away from you when you're feeling sad, and love others. That's all you can do. Spread the kindness.
Yeah, that's absolutely. I mean, like I was having a drink with some people last night, and the girl was saying that she's a young girl, and she's like, "Oh, it's terrible how people just get cancer now and they die." And I just said, "Why is it terrible?" And I said, "If they die quickly, isn't that good rather than taking 2 years to die?"
Mm.
What is it that's so horrible? Why are we deciding that that's horrible for that person? That was something that was the journey that they were going through. And I says, "But why are you focusing on it?" I said, "Why don't you focus on being alive?" I said, death
Mhm.
teaches us to be alive. And I says, and you're
Mhm.
alive and you're beautiful and you're young. So why don't you focus on that? And it was almost like nobody'd spoken to her like that before. So I wasn't trying to correct her. I was just asking her a question. What makes you feel better? Focusing on something that makes you feel sad, or focusing on something that makes you feel good? Yes, I woke up today. I
Yeah.
will live this day the best I can because I am alive. For some reason, I'm still here. I am blessed. Isn't that
Yeah.
love itself? There you
We
go.
all die, whether it's, the cancer, a drunk drive, or, getting eaten by a hippo. They don't eat people though, but, or COVID, I really believe we have a destined as our birth date to go out in a certain time. That's my belief. And, whatever that is, the widowmakers outside or whatever, hurricane or and then the art catastrophe. But you know what? We all are dying. So, it just depends whatever that label is that we took it to transcend, because it's not really dying, it's just transcending. And that's where we need to shift. I heard that recently too in something that, the sun doesn't set, but we call it the sunrise and the sunset still. And if realistically, it's just like, no, we're just rotating. And how come we don't say Earth rotating right or Earth rotating away from sun is happening right now? But whatever, it's just whatever your paradigm is, whatever you're focused on. And so A paradigm is that habit, belief, behavior. So just start looking in. Why do you think the way you think? And it's just the program in the subconscious mind. And that's why you're different and I'm different. And that's the beauty of it. I'm not trying to change you if you don't want to change, but you just have to realize there's a program in your mind and it's just your perception. So all we're saying, it's a beautiful world when you can just change a little bit. That's all.
That's all. So why don't you just ask yourself, why do I love myself so much? Great question. Hey, that's it from me, and that's it from Bobbi Jo. And it'll be great to have an absolutely awesome weekend, and see you next time. Goodbye.
You're amazing. Remember that. You are amazing. Much love. Bye.